Peace, family. So, today I want to talk about femininity. Now, femininity for me is the ability to express the characteristics that are natural to a woman. For example, gentleness, kindness, being loving and nurturing, um, being soft and compassionate. Now, I think the reason why a lot of people might see femininity as a weakness is because we live in a male world or in a patriarchal society. However, that's changing. Um, I believe that we started out as feminine, and then when the men got tired of being entrapped, or I guess they got overpowered by our ability to use our nature to get what we desire. They probably felt some type of way about it and got tired of being used and maybe felt abused. And so they made everything that we did wrong or a sin. They called us witches. They killed us. They made it a law that you couldn't practice your craft if you were a woman. Then they put it in their scriptures that women are evil and we're wicked because they are afraid of that serpent power. Mm-hmm. Or serpent energy and serpent power that the Bible talks about but is not quite open about. So we know that the serpent came and talked to Eve, but I heard, and I need to read this for myself, but I heard in the Sumerian scripture, the serpent actually came and helped Eve. And with the serpent or snake, helped Eve to become in tune to her herself and raise her consciousness or come into her consciousness where she became more than just a shell of a being, but the serpent energy taught her how to use her true essence to become aware and awakened and enlightened. And so when males interpreted that scripture or patriarchal males interpreted that scripture, they interpreted in such a way that the serpent was evil and wicked and tempted Eve and made Eve cause man to sin against God. But that serpent energy is very, very important, and I'll talk about that later. However, there are certain characteristics that women used to be more in tune with, but we've gotten away from it because we live in a male society. We've had to go to work, particularly when our men went off to war. And we see that a lot of males becoming effeminate, where they're mistreating women, they're lashing out and, calling us bees and whores and all these things. And if you notice the word used to be witch and they took the W off and put a B in there. And I think that there's some significance to that. However, I'm just going to make this a brief video and tell you all that we've had to go to work. We've had to raise children. We've had to do all these things and manage life and deal with our own personal issues. And because we've had to juggle all those things, we've had to use our masculine energy. However, things are changing. New energies, I keep saying that, are online now. And that's why you see women taking the control of certain seats, reclaiming her throne. We saw Meghan Markle marry the gentleman in Europe because, Europe used to be highly melanated. She's just reclaiming her throne. We're seeing women in certain positions. You now watch the movies that are coming out. You'll see women that are in powerful positions. You will also see women in music. You see that what one of my Facebook friends called Fleur Burn, she talks about it as Naga energy, like your Rihanna, your Beyonce, and some of these other sisters who are truly in tune to their sensuality. Now, males would try to pretend like, they're not attracted to highly feminine women. Some of them would try to pretend like that, but they are. And there's nothing wrong with being feminine. There's nothing wrong with being masculine. What I would submit to you is that we need a balance. But because so many of us are on that other side where we're highly masculine and aggressive and forceful and argumentative and take pride in being fiercely independent and strong. And I think that served its purpose. Sometimes we overlook the benefits of being soft, gentle, alluring, and sensual. And so I brought that up because there's a resurrection of the divine feminine, and we can tap into her because she resides in us and actually shift the entire planet. That's the type of power we have. We are so powerful that our natural inclinations to be sensual and soft and gentle, what people call seductive, or persuasive, will allow us to change people, to get anything we desire, to force men to do right, to finesse our way into certain positions. And it's not weak. It's not a weakness. I'm telling you, it is not a weakness. It is a strength. It is a quiet strength. It is a discreet strength. And so if you're interested in talking about that more, let me know. I'm going to post this video and we can have a live discussion. I'm telling you, it works. And I don't want to give away too much, but women who know how to use that, who are in tune to that side of them, have everything they desire, literally. And I use my femininity and my feminine wiles or my natural inclinations to get whatever I desire. And it truly is an art, even though it's something that's natural. But you can learn how to, I don't want to say manipulate this, but use this to your advantage. So that's it. I would just say it works. There are certain things that you can do. The first thing to do, I would say, you would have to deal with the masculine energy that's within you and learn how to harness it or shape it or balance it. And then there are certain things you can do also to heighten your femininity, like the way you speak, the way you turn your head, the way you use your hands, the clothes you wear, the jewelry that you wear, the way you speak to a man or a woman. And it's so beneficial. I will tell you that, when I walk into restaurants or places where people are serving food or different things, oftentimes I get food free because I just know how to smile and, and just, oh, that tastes so delicious. That looks so delicious. I wonder how much it costs, and, it works. You just have to know how to hone it and when to use it. I put up a post and I was trying to edit it, but then accidentally deleted it. But, I am very well taken care of by male and females. And I'm not having a sexual relationship with any of those. And it's really interesting. It's sensuality and femininity that gets you what you want. Now, sex, I'm not going to talk about that right now. When that works, but it's really just the art of harnessing your natural inclination in order to get whatever it is you need to get done. I'm reminded of a video by Beyonce where she talks about, she says something about how a woman's desires or a woman's behavior can persuade nations. And it's very true. We just have to be taught how to do it. So peace. I love you all. We'll talk soon.